So hello everybody and welcome to podcast 20. Can't believe we've made it to that landmark. So it was a birthday today, and we were calling doing it KOELSCHIP, so what we thought is we'd bring KOELSCHIP to you. So we've got Dom here from KOELSCHIP. How you doing, Dom?
Very good, very good.
And Dom was meant to be going to Denmark, so we thought we'd bring Denmark to Dom. We've got Bruce as well. How you doing, Bruce?
Not bad.
So I'm Bilko.
I'm Brenny.
And we're going to crack on with the first beer, same as we've got hundreds of them today tonight, mate.
Oh, loads and loads and loads. So the first beer of the night is a collaboration between North Brewing Company and Parrot Dog. And it's a New Zealand DIPA. And its alcohol content is 8%, which I've got to say I'm looking forward to for the first of the night, guys. I'm really looking forward to it.
Starting beer, yep.
Get them going before I do all that. Obviously, unfortunately, Bruce doesn't actually drink the same as us. So Bruce, tell us what you're drinking.
I'm drinking OO Brewing EKTA Pils.
I can beer.
Can I speak English, mate, please?
So,
and I'm going to get the peddlers out the way first. I've been getting peddlers all week and all day and everything else. The boys were giving me after today's result I gave in, and genuinely, listen, it's only fit my guys. I'm going to sell it.
I will only take one shot on target at you. One shot on target, that's all right.
Make it count, mate. Make it count. So guys, cheers, man.
Cheers.
Cheers.
This is a great looking colour, this one.
It does, it smells amazing, I know.
Oh.
Fantastic.
Oh.
I've not got my eyes in, so you want to read the can, Bilko?
What I'll do is I'll just on their website, mate, which is northbrewing.com. The history is they brewed a NZ IPA with their friends from New Zealand Parrot Dog Brewery, and they brought with them in their suitcases 20 kilograms of a new experimental hop called Hot 4337. We all felt a little like the Pablo Escobars of the brewing world. So they threw the hops into the tank and ended up making a beer that gained a lot of love at the brewery. Fast forward a year later, and Hot 4337 has been legalised, named Nectaron, and is widely available to the masses. So they've picked up some this year and reached out to Parrot Dog to see if they'd be up for revisiting the recipe and make some changes. They've doubled down on the original brew to bring you an NZD IPA, 8% in ABV, and it features a big dose of nectarin, bringing rich and intense passion fruit and peach flavour. Citra and Eldorado back the beer up with a smooth, fleshy pear, succulent pineapple and juicy nectarine, and it's vegan friendly. So there we go. I'm going to have another drink it. Bruce, Hot 4337 nectarine. Have you used it?
No, it's just new one. I've not got it yet.
It's definitely fruity.
Very fruity. Lovely, actually. The pineapple coming through.
It's big. It feels like tinned pineapples to me.
It does, doesn't it? It's got an initial kick. You're like, what? What's that?
Oh, the man for Del Monte, he said yes. I'm not really getting all the kind of fleshy peach. Pear even.
There's a wee bit of sort of, I don't know if it peach is the word, but you definitely get a sort of stone fruit, maybe like maybe nectarine. That's where they got this sort of nectarine. It's got that sort of vibe to it. Maybe that's where the hop name came from. But
yeah,
it's definitely stone fruit vibe to it.
At 8% ABV, I know this is.
Any of that at all? None.
It's like it feels like it tastes like a sessionable, a sessionable drink, man. I can't believe it's 8%.
I'm also just adjusting my palate back to IPAs. This was going to be my first IPA of the year, but I got the Overtone delivery the other day, so I had to crack it.
See, this all comes back to Bruce. This is your fault when I have one like this now. I just compare everything to Gamma. Absolutely everything. But I'll tell you something, man, that's not far away from it. I don't think that's really...
I'd agree with that. It's up there with the gamma that we've had in the last couple of months. Definitely. You get that whole sort of body. It's a lovely body, and it does taste. It tastes what it says, and you're not getting that harsh alcohol feel at all. For an 8% beer, and it's outstanding. It's a great beer to start the night off anyway.
I was a little bit, I'll be honest, I was a little bit dubious when you'd suggested this one because I'd read about it quite a few months ago. So I knew it'd been out for a while, but you'd never know it wasn't. You'd think it was fresh. Like, it doesn't feel like it's a couple of months old. It tastes.
What's the can?
Well, I'm pretty sure they put
15th of November.
Right.
Last year? I'm taking them back.
Brenny, where did you pick these beers up again?
Good Spirit Company in Bath Street.
That's right. Decent.
Which is one of the just get back leveling us after where we are. I mean, with the lockdown stuff, I mean, there's a lot of places not actually operating at all. So it was a decision made based on what was available, where I could get it, where I could click and collect at the time. I actually went in a day before I was planning on, and I get soaked on the bike. Remember, I was talking in the group chat, and the whole reason behind that was because I knew that we were changing the click and collect and whatever else. I think if I'd left that another day, I might not have got them. So, Bath Street, city centre, you're paying a premium, but you've got to expect to pay a premium when you're renting, you're leasing properties in a city centre location. That adds on everything, so you've got to take all that into effect. It's not the cheapest Good Spirit Company, just being honest, it's not the cheapest place on, but great selection, friendly staff, good place to buy beer. So
I didn't realise you'd got them for there, mate. That's where I get my ones that's coming up late. One of the ones I got later in the show as well. I'll just back up what you said there. You're paying the premium on the price, but we're very thankful they were open in January when other places weren't. So, and as you say, fantastic selection. So I'm conscious tonight of the scoring. Obviously, Bruce, you're going to give us a wee critique of your one in a wee minute. So it's all right if we just crack on with the scores?
Yep, you do it.
No worries. Just for the purposes of editing tonight, and cause it's my birthday on Monday, I'll go first tonight if that's all right, lads.
happy birthday, Bilko.
Happy birthday.
Cheers.
Happy birthday, Bilko. Dom and all. When's your birthday, Dom?
There's another week. That's next Monday.
Fuck that, man. Fuck, we'll do ours next week.
So,
I thought it was tomorrow.
I would probably...
Wait till you tomorrow, Bruce.
No, I thought Dom's birthday was tomorrow.
All right, no.
All right, sorry. All right, off.
Next week.
Right, so yeah, would I buy that again? I would buy that again. And I would definitely be actually looking out for that hop as well, that new hop, nectarine. So I would buy that again. Would I session it? You probably could session that. It's very sessionable tasting. However, I know it's 8%, so I'd have to say no, purely on the strength of the alcohol, nothing to do with the actual beer itself. Score-wise, it's going to be difficult. It's hard to give something a really high score at the beginning of the show because you're kind of setting a bar, but I'm going to give it a high score. I like it. I do like it quite a lot. I'm going to give that a nice solid 7.5 out of 10. So,
For editing purposes, who you want next?
Brenny, on you go.
All right. I think that's a lovely, great beer. Really happy with the selection I made, considering I've done it in all of about 30 seconds on their website. So my usual thought process is get into this. What can I get? Where can I get it? How can I get it? Bang. So would I buy it again? Definitely. I'd buy that anywhere. I would actually. Would I session it? I would actually like to have another can of that right now after that one. That's how much I'm enjoying it. So yes, I would session it because I think I could definitely have a couple of them. Don't know what the outcome would be, but usual. Score-wise, I'm going big. I really like that. I'm going 8.25, Bilko. I'm going into the fractions, 8.25 out of 10 for that. Start high, and we'll see where we go from there.
That's a great score. Now, over to yourself, Dom.
It's cracking. Would I sesh it? Oh, sorry. Would I buy it again? Yes, definitely would buy it again. If we were open, I'd be trying to get a keg of that because I'd like to have that on tap.
Definitely.
So I would definitely be looking for kegs of that. Would I sesh it? Now, I've got a proposition for you. I've got a wee... Instead of that question, I'm going to answer pretty much what Brenny answered. But instead of, if you've got beers like this that are like 7, 8, 9, 10%, obviously the answer to would you sesh it is going to be no. So my proposition is you change the question to would you have a second one straight after?
Listen, see, because it's your birthday, Dom,
Your
on
birthday.
this one occasion, right? And you've sprung that on us. Aye, absolutely fine. So we'll change that to that. But so you can say no sesh, but buy another.
I'm going to say I would have a second. I'd go straight back up and have a second.
Brilliant. I think I'd maybe agree with you there. So that's a really strong one there from the beer. So I think that definitely deserves a cheers for the NZ DIPA from Parrot Dog. Cheers.
Aye.
So Bruce, have you got any of your EKTA pills left? What was the verdict?
I smashed it.
I know you said you were looking forward to this one, Bruce, earlier on today.
It's lived up to the hype.
Wow. And you were saying as well to us earlier on that this is quite unusual because Pilsners don't seem to get as much of the hype as maybe some of the other types.
No, they don't. But this one lived up to it. I would say it's the best Pilsner I've had in the last 3 months or something, maybe.
Wow.
Buy and sesh, yes.
What was it called again? What was that? What was it?
What?
What was it?
EKTA Pulse by O Brewing.
You've had it, Brenny. We've had it on tap. You had it.
It's sort of like a catch. What's the ABV on that?
5.2, I think.
Yeah, something five something.
That's right up my street. That is right up my street. That 5.2. 5.2 is my optimum. Right into a stage, right on a. It's
a quality German Pulse. That.
I mean, I remember the night you were in drinking it. You might not.
He's too sharing. I'm stuck, so I need to reboot.
No worries. Well, we're doing that. Listen, Bruce, I hate to put you on the spot, mate, right?
Yeah.
But could you give us a wee score out of 10?
I'll give it an 8.2.
Wow. That is a fantastic score, mate. What we'll do as well with Bruce's beers, we'll link them. I know we've got a few people watching this in Europe, etc. We'll link to Bruce's beers as well, and we'll put the relevant websites up as we're going along. So, Bruce, I'm actually surprised at that. That's the best Pilsner. Do you include this in your Pilsner in that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe what was the one I had a couple of weeks ago? Slow Burn Octopulse, it was called. And that was fantastic as well.
Brilliant.
I've heard good things about that. I've been keeping my eye out. I'm looking to see some of that in the UK soon.
I'm sure I raved about it on our chat.
Well, I don't remember that, mate, because I think...
Nah, well, you don't remember much.
So, Brenny, you're back. So, I think we'll give Bruce a wee cheers as well for his EKTA Pils.
Cheers. Yeah, well.
Can I just say, EKTA Pils, Brenny.
EKTA.
So we've got Bruce's beer number 2 is going to be a Gamma CHIRL. So we'll get Bruce's thoughts on that in a wee second. But we'll hand over to Dom for the one we're sharing.
So the next one we're doing is Einstock. It's the Icelandic Arctic Pale Ale. I have not had this in a very long time. So I'm quite looking forward to trying it again. The first time I've had it in a can. It's always been a bottle. But I was getting confused as well when you first said Einstock as well, that you got, because I was thinking of the white ale. This is, even as the pale, it's a lot darker than I thought it was going to be. But again, I'm getting confused with a white ale as well.
You've Bilko'd that, Brenny?
I dropped it. I'm going to be honest. I dropped it in the way fucking in the 10 feet that I got from this room in my kitchen. I've managed to drop it and kick it at the same time. So it's going to be a lively. It's going to be a lively beer for me. That looks good, Bruce. I think I'd be prepared to drink that than what this is. Honestly.
The Einstock is good, but the great thing about this horn is that you can Bilko all the time and nobody knows you've Bilko'd it.
You can hold the Bilko, eh?
My initial thoughts on that are as it doesn't taste, I know it's an Arctic pale ale, but it's different from a traditional pale ale. That's my initial thoughts on it. It's a bit more body to it.
My initial thoughts are, it's pretty shit. Be honest.
It's fine. And as I mentioned, if I went into an all-bar one, or if I was in a spoon, well, maybe not a spoon, because we've got really good selection. If I was
a James Passy.
So if I was in somewhere and I was looking at the craft beer lip service menu, and chances are they'll have this, yeah, maybe have one. It's not something I go out of my way to look for again, but.
Are you basing that on your other options being cider, Colombo, and Tennent's?
I mean, if they've got dark fruits on tap, then I'm all doing that, to be honest.
That says everything.
It's not in the same ballpark as the New Zealand DIPA, that's for sure. And what's making it worse, Bruce Dundee? If you're sipping the finest beer from Harlev.
I don't know about
that. How is it? Oh, is it a Shanner as well?
If you think it's thick and creamy, it's not. It's light and pretty dry.
Right.
What a pint.
What's the
what a pineapple.
What's the ABV in that one, mate?
I think it's 6.5. What a pineapple and grapefruit.
I'm surprised.
It's really dry.
Very surprising. I don't think this is Brenny. To say it's. See now that I know.
I don't want to be overcritical, right? I don't want to be overcritical. But it's no got any redeeming feature that would make me go back.
What you mean, not overly critical?
It was my selection as well. Listen, this was my selection. It was my selection, so I think I'm entitled to say what I think, and obviously I always do, but I genuinely just. Listen.
It's malty. It's just malty.
Ale.
It's a malt ale. It's a malt ale. Do you know what it reminds me of? What's the East Coast one that they do? Do you know that Caledonian brewery? Fucking. East Coast IPA that they're kidding on when you get into pubs, as if they've got a selection, when it's actually just a brewers. Is it East Coast IPA? I'm not sure. It just reminds me of that, and that's where I've just automatically, the first taste I had it, I was like, that just reminds me of that shite that they put in the pubs, so that they've got something that says IPA on it.
Brenny, you make a good point there,
You
mate.
get the Secret Santa because you said you liked beer.
Well, Brenny, this is what we get when we say we like beer. Do you know what I mean? This is what we get for somebody that knows as well, mate. You know what I mean? The old the chalices. It's a, you touch on a great point. Dom, you were saying off stream there, obviously, that on the website, which is a cracking website, it shows you the location it's available in, and it was available in the, you know, the institution that is the James Tassie. And it's interesting you say that. The more I drink that, the more I'm just, it takes me back to my pre-craft days, so to speak, and it just makes, there's just not a lot to it, is it? It's just that you get the maltiness, you get a bit of hoppiness, and that's it.
Malty. Can I point out somebody's got audio in the background? It's causing grief here. Then you get else hearing that. I said, one, Bruce, get your TV out. Fucking.
Listen, Bruce.
It was me.
Bruce, get it, mate. Know what I mean? Know what I mean? Come on.
Sorry.
Yeah. So listen, let's just cut to the chase with this.
Aye.
I kind of want you to go first, Brenny, but I'll go first.
Oh.
Would I buy that again?
Yes.
I wouldn't buy it again. In fact, I'm glad I didn't buy it. Right. Would I session it? If I was in the James Tassie, I would rather sesh Tenants, so no. Score-wise, it's one of these occasions where it's not the best, you know, we get a bit of peltering for saying, oh, you like everything, all that crap. I'm going to give it a 5.5 out of 10.
Next.
On you go, Brenny.
Would I buy again? No. Would I buy again if it was the only alternative available? Possibly, as a possible. Would I search it? No. But again, I'll qualify that by if it was Foster's and Carol's beer that we get in this country on tap, and that was available, I'd drink that a whole day too. And schools, I'm going to be a wee bit more generous despite the fact that I've slagged it, you fuck. I'll give it a 5.75.
Oh. Brilliant. Tom?
Would I buy it again? No. Would I sesh it? I mean, if I was in the Tassie, I'm going to have to sesh it now, just for that. And scores, you've nicked my score, Bilko. 5.5. It's the closest thing to 55 that I can say on here.
Oh! No, and Boyd. No, and Boyd. The three best words in sport. You've heard it here first. No, and Boyd.
Are you getting the bitterness, Brenny?
Tom, as well, it's a nice colour, the can for you, isn't it?
A bit of silverware on there as well, yep. Excellent.
So, listen, we'll give this a cheers anyway for Einstock anyway, lads.
Yes, thanks very much, the Icelandic Warriors.
Cheers. And so, Bruce, on the CHIRL, what's your thoughts score-wise?
Would I buy again? No. Mainly because I know they bring out two new a week, So I wouldn't go back to that one. Would I say shit? No. Score 7.8.
Wow.
Good score. Good score.
I think that says a lot about Gamma that Brucey gives it a 7.8.
Exactly. Lucky bastard staying
That's
in
like, he's drinking 9 out of 10 beers every day.
I know. And we're hanging about with Einstock to fucking Iceland.
So
At this point, could you edit in that clip of the guy at Glasgow Airport? It's like, I hate Iceland.
I hate Iceland. I fucking hate Iceland.
that can
That was fantastic. That was fantastic.
Oh, right.
Icelandic jersey as well.
So I'm not going to lie, Dom, we were going to have this chat off stream, but we thought might as well chat it while we've got a couple of experts here, plus Dom and Bruce. So no, but seriously, when you told me that was available, you know, a lot of chains, etc., it did put me off it initially. It seems to be difficult, and I know obviously it's competition for you, etc., but it seems to be difficult for decent craft beer to turn up in these places.
I wasn't kind of big at it for being available in places like that. It was just, there's a lot of places that are like, right, okay, well, this is what our core customer like to drink, but we want to encourage people that like something a bit different. We want them to enjoy a night out with their pals as well. So let's have a craft beer fridge. And hats off that they've done that. It's good. Obviously, it's a business report. It's a business decision, but it is good that you can go in places like that and get something like that, or get a Brooklyn Lager, or get an Anchor. I mean, Anchor Steam. That was one of the first ones that you used to be able to see everywhere. And there was a time where, like, there was just someone had written a beer menu for a pub that had Brooklyn Lager, Anchor Steam, Einstock, and everyone just went, right, cool. So if you've got craft beer, you just need to have those 3 beers and Sierra Nevada. And it's not a bad thing, because when you go places like that, you know, right, well, I don't want anything that you've got on tap, but chances are they're going to have one of these 4 beers in the fridge here, and 9 times out of 10 they did. So
I get, mate, it's interesting you say that, and as well on a group chat as well, I know, for example, Bruce, you're a big fan of, you know, the Brooklyn Lager, and we've had a long discussion about Sierra Nevada as well. We've had chats about that as well. It's just a shame that they just, but they seem to grab hold of like one particular type, and then that's it. They think that's that box ticked. Which is, I suppose, that's the reason, well, you know, I'm made up that you can go to KOELSCHIP, you know what I mean, in that type of place, because
my lunchtime in the civil service, I used to go to the Williston's that was on, what I can't remember, the one that was popular in the office distant.
John Sterling Maxwell.
No, in town. But they all sell them anyway, so it didn't really matter. But the 5 Points Brewery, they started stocking resin and Bengali Tiger, right? They were selling them for like fucking £2 a pop, right? So my average day drinking was like 6 pints lunchtime to buy a lot. And then I realised I would get, for the same money, I could get 5 cans of that. And the resin, remember Bruce? I
remember resin.
Cans of the resin. And it resin, what was resin? I gave resin to 5 Point Brew. Aye. So I was going to having 5 of them and then get back to what? Absolutely out my fucking nut. I realised they'd done the Bengali Tiger as well, so I started half of the Bengali Tiger and had 4 of them, and then had 1 resin on the way home to work. It was brilliant, fucking brilliant. But that just shows you Wetherspoons and shit like that. I mean, I'll never step foot in a Wetherspoons again, by the way. I'll just say that now. That's before I knew he was a mad fucking right-wing Brexiteer fucking weirdo. But anyway, back today, he done cheap fucking high-strength alcohol at lunchtime, which I needed. So it was great.
Mate, it was Sir Thomas Moore. It was. That's the name of the pub, wasn't it? The Sir Thomas Moore.
Sir John Moore.
Sir John Moore. Here, by the way, I didn't realise the guy that owned Witherspoon.
No, the Edward G. Wiley.
Oh, the one under the clock.
The Edward G. Wiley up on Bordle Street, which was a bit more cultured, as you can get a Witherspoons. I.e., it was busy, lunchtime and dinner time, and then it was empty.
There's a lot more cultures in the Sir John Moore.
Aye, some cultures.
I'll just.
I love it. Yeah, listen, back in the day before the news, a mad Brexit here, fucking wanker that supported the Tories. How I never knew that by just the fact that his business model, I'll never know. But then, when he started being vocal about it and being a dick and encouraging people to fucking leave, that changed my mind entirely about his whole operation. So, fucking.
There's one exception when it's still okay to go to Wetherspoons and drink a can of resin. And that's if it's 7 o'clock in the morning and you're at the airport.
Right, lads. How are the beers looking? I'm finished that, Pish.
I'm finished as well.
So, beer number 3 tonight for us is going to be Overtone Cutting Teeth. It's a DIPA. I'll do the wee description in a second. Bruce is going to be joining us with an AleSmith IPA, as usual, rubbing it in. So, Cutting Teeth, it's another addition to their DIPAs, brewed with forest and wildflower honey. ABV's 8.5%, 440ml can, Galaxy and honey, loaded with Galaxy hops for a juicy tropical mouthfeel, balanced with the sweet nectar. There is a wee bit more, but I'm pouring at the moment, so I won't read it. But while I'm pouring it, Overtone, when are you going to start giving out some beer mats and stickers? Just saying, Likesy.
Likesy.
I'd like
I know you're East Coast and that, but the Likesy part can just get the fuck.
I was just trying to remind Bruce of the hometown and that. So, I will.
Don't say Likesy. Likesy. Where's that come from?
Where's any going to fucking the DJ Likesy?
It's a lovely colour. It's looking good.
Oh, it's a variety. It's a half Bilko.
It's a half Bilko. So they do use their honey.
God, can I just say, got to get him a shift behind the bar for a couple of rules. Just to teach him how to pull a beer.
No, to be honest.
I tell the boys to pour the beers all the time. All that head. He's going to be faffing about, wasting all this beer on customers.
Sorry, Bilko.
It's absolutely fine, man. I accept it. It's true. Listen, Dom, if you want me to work behind the bar at some point, mate, you're putting your life in your hands, mate, because I'll be like, oh, that looks good.
We do a guest appearance, the two of you working, and I'll just sit at the end of the bar and get pissed out. Right.
As long as we've got the wee mute button for Brenny.
No, if I don't get the mute button for Brenny, you're not getting it working.
For fuck's sake, lads, man.
Can I just say, guys, I do want to add on to the description is that they do use honey from Edinburgh Honey, which is a local supplier as well. Initial thoughts on that. I fucking love that, man, already. The colour is just sensational. Really, really is. Sensational colour. The head, the lacing. It's phenomenal.
Camera in focus, we're making it.
It's good. It is good. The LD had, so that was the first one that they've done, I think. The first one they did with honey. So I was expecting, there was a nice wee sweetness coming off that from the honey that they used in the LD. And my opinion was, they got a taste for that. This was going to have more of that.
But it doesn't.
It doesn't. That's my only criticism of it. I wanted more of that sweetness. I wanted more of that. I wanted it to be sort of not sticky, obviously, but I wanted it to to taste like I was drinking something with honey in it, rather than something that has got a residual sweetness that comes from probably the addition of honey. I wanted that sweet, like Winnie the Pooh over here. That I wanted my honey.
Well, Dom, interesting you say that. Any of the viewers, we did actually do a bonus brew back in the day. You'll find it on our playlist, specifically with that LD one from Overtone. And that was like a honey overdone. We loved that, Brenny. Bearing in mind we'd be doing it CHIRL the afternoon of that. So we were going to love anything, but we did like that a lot. I don't mind the fact it's not as honey. I wasn't expecting it to be honey. Because I'd never really look at the can. I just, but now you've said that, I can see how it kind of, it's a kind of.
You want to be able to know what you're drinking the adjunct. That's my opinion on it. But
Aye. Oh, but now you've told us that, it's good to know that.
I actually think in comparison to LD, it's a lot milder. So what you're saying about there's not that honey sort of sweetness. It is a lot more toned down, but I'm also going to qualify that for the fact of the North and the Einstock and then straight into this. And that to me, just there's no way I can believe that's 8.5% ABV. I mean, that is something I'd be like, oh, give me an RP, give me an RP. If no one told me that was 8.5%, I would be 3 sheets to the wind after.
5 of them.
Aye.
You know what I mean? That is, you would never, ever in a million years guess that's what the alcohol content they're saying. And I get what you're saying, Dom, about how about the LD was the honey and sweetness, but I think they've actually rounded that quite well. I think that's it's probably more palatable to me than the sweetness of the LD. So, I know what you're saying, I do know what you're saying, but I'm saying that's probably, for my palate and for my sort of taste, bang on the money. Worryingly so, I have to admit, worryingly so, because that would be, if no one told me that was 8.5%, I'd be like, another one of them, but a person, please. Another one. But next thing you know, you're fucking ambulance to the fucking salon.
Next thing you know, you're posting things at Facebook at 3 o'clock in the morning, mate.
Not me. You speak for yourself, Bilko. You speak for yourself. I've managed to reel that in. Even my big one wasn't Facebook. I used to post on select forums, and literally train of thought. You know that stream of consciousness, Pish. You actually think that people are interested in what you've got to fucking think in your brain. I've realised looking back on posts for the last 10 years, nah, stop it.
Why do you say that, Brenny? Because what I like to do is read Celtic forums at 3 o'clock in the morning now. I mean, the last decade, 12 years, you know, it's got to come to an end at some point, Dom. So if it comes to the end of a quadruple treble that will never be achieved again, then what can I say? I mean, once you go back down to Division 2, we'll be all right. We'll do it all.
Well, trust me, he might call it 55, but he's on what, isn't he? So everyone he knows what happens.
So while we're on the Fitba chat, right? The season might be getting null and void in the championship.
Oh, is that a wine value? Is that a fucking wine value? I'm a road, Joe. I'm a fucking road. Who's that? What was that?
I'm just trying to get the sponsor in, mate. I'm just trying to get a sponsor in. That's all it is, mate. At all times.
There was a distinct Boston wine bar vibe to that. I'm a road, Joe.
Listen. Then you know what's going to happen, Bruce? They're going to start picking in the wee teams. You know what that's like. It's sort of the end of the day,
I already am.
Can I listen to get back to the beers? Let's get back to the beers.
Okay.
Not the Overton.
I've had 3 years of Brenny coming to the pub. I'm taking my fucking shots.
Right.
God, does he know he's gone?
No, they're not. Oh, he's frozen. Just say what you want.
You crashed again. You've crashed him.
He can't respond.
Oh.
The guy from Witherspoons has just frozen his internet connection.
Brenny, you've crashed again.
We'll pause.
Get a screenshot of that face, by the way. That's memeable.
So, while Brenny's away, we'll take this opportunity, Bruce, to just get your thoughts on the AleSmith IPA. The boys have told me this is a belter, mate. So what's your thoughts on it, mate?
Well, my thoughts are, even though it's old school and it's nearly 25 years old, if you're looking for a West Coast IPA, just start there, because it's right up there. And wow. If you're saying buy and sesh again, yes. And my score is 9.4.
Whoa!
Gotta be honest.
Best.
It's just,
wow.
It's because it really helps because I've got a fresh can. And
is AleSmith available everywhere, Bruce?
I don't know. I think it's in Mikaela that imports them to Denmark anyway.
That's stunning, mate. I can't believe that. A 9.4 out of 10. I knew you were going to make me jealous tonight.
You would like it. It's better.
The word I was going to use, if you were doing it the right way, is oofed.
Oofed. And that brings us back in nicely to the overtone.
Yes.
Dom, I don't know if Brenny's going to be joining us again. He's obviously rebooting, so Dom, I'm going to crack on and I'm going to score this.
He says he might be a while. He's looking for...
Is he looking for 10 in a row?
I wouldn't make any more jokes about it, so I stopped myself, but you made it. It's fine.
Okay, sorry. Here. Sorry. So, would I buy that? Would I buy that again from Overtone, Cutting Teeth DIPA? Yes, I would buy it again. The good thing about Overtone, which I really like as well, is they do revisit them from time to time. Now you've told me it's similar to the LD, etc. I'll be keeping an eye out for this whole series. Would I session it? I wouldn't session it 8.5%, but I would certainly buy a couple of cans of that, and I would have a couple of cans in a row. Or if I was doing it at KOELSCHIP or any other establishment, I would certainly be buying maybe a couple of them. Definitely. So no sesh, but yes to buy it. You know what I'm saying. Score wise, for me, it's the beer of the night so far. It ticks a lot of boxes for me. It's got the perfect balance between sweetness and the tropicalness. It's not too boom with the hops. I really like it. It's going to be a strong score for me. Won't be a surprise to regular viewers. And it was a great pick, Dom. Thanks a lot for picking that for my birthday, mate. I think you knew I would like that one, so cheers. And I'm going to give that a very, very respectable 8.25 out of 10, which is quite a high score for me. So what about yourself, mate?
It is cracking. I don't know if it was if we were recording earlier when I said I've not had an IPA this year until these arrived the other day. Did 2 weeks with no IPAs, and this was what broke my fast. And I was very happy with it. I was very happy that this was the beer that I decided. Not dry overtone. I'd have probably preferred the AleSmith IPA, but would I buy it again? Yep. If the pub was open, there'd be a keg of that on tap right now. In fact, They probably wouldn't, because I'd have put it on Friday night and it'd be done by now. Would I sesh it? No. And not just because of the ABV, but because it is big. It is a thick beer. And that's not something you can drink too much of. Would I buy another one straight off the bat? Probably. If I'd had one, I'd probably want another one straight away. Score-wise, so I gave the North Parrot Dog one, I gave that 8. $7.9. It's just below it, purely because it is a little bit more meaty, if you will. There's a little bit more body to it. There's a little bit, it's feeling a little bit heavier on me, whereas that one was just quaffable, if you might say. So
yes, I totally get that.
Just purely on the cannability.
I get that, Dom, and it's interesting. Can I just say as well, Overtone, if you're watching this, I believe Dom gets some stuff for free, but I don't. But I score mine higher than Dom does, and I can feel Dom laughing there. So if you're watching this, Dan at Overtone, get a beer mats out to me.
8.1. 8.1.
All joking aside, I think I am absolutely desperate to try an AleSmith IPA in the future, and I think that's a very, very, as you say, quaffable beer. For me, it's well tannable. So I think we'll give both of these beers a big cheers, lads, if we can.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, would I buy again? Yes.
Am I crying?
Really,
No.
really enjoyed it. Would I change it? I'd love to. Definitely buy another. To Dom's suggestion, given the ABV of it. Really like to try it again multiple times. And score-wise, I'm really liking that. I'm I'm quite glad it's not as honey as the LD, because the sweetness is really what I like. The really sweetness. So
Dom, Brenny, sorry, Brenny, can I just jump in quickly?
yeah.
You gave the LD an 8.
So thanks for that. Based on that, I'll get an 8.5.
Brilliant, mate. Brilliant, Brenny. So let's just to recap here. Overtone Brewing. Dom, who gets free stuff, gave it a 7.9. I gave it an 8.25. Brenny gives it an 8.5. So where's the fucking beer mats? Cheers.
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 So Dom, do you know where the name Cutting Teeth came from?
Well, no, there we go. I don't know. I've asked Overtone, and I don't know who it was that responded. I think it might have been Kaylee that responded. But I don't know the definitive answer to this. But the name Cutting Teeth is very reminiscent of a Trillium beer called Cutting Tiles. So Trillium from Massachusetts do a range of single hopped IPAs with wild honey called Cutting Tiles. So it was. I never came up with this. It wasn't me who was like, "Oh, that's very." It was someone pointed out to me, and I thought it was quite interesting. So I thought I'll bring it up today. Cutting tiles with wildfire honey, cutting teeth with
Edinburgh honey.
It sounds like it's probably a wee nod, especially cutting teeth when they're fairly new in the scene and everything. But I am yet to get clarification if that's what where the name comes from. I would like to say they're on the money. I like to say they're on the ball.
So that's interesting, and this is why we get Dom on it, Brenny. It's for insight.
Knowledge.
Yeah, insight. Yeah, it's nothing to do with the fact that it's nothing to do with the fact he gets free beers.
done.
On that note, any brewers out there that want in on the bandwagon of me free stuff?
Hey, here. Listen, that's it.
Hello, fucking home.
Right,
Look at your name podcast on your man, please shit.
Aye, this is our platform, mate. Right.
Wouldn't it be funny if I got more free stuff than these two?
Fucking, I'm telling you. There'll be war. There'll be war.
Listen, I'm just going to record it there. Remember, Dom, you said you were getting half of it. So we're back. And the last time Dom and Bruce were on, we had a couple of questions for Dom, and to be quite frank, ended up getting Pish, making an arse, and we never asked him. So, Dom, one of the questions was from DTW, which is our good friend. I think he's definitely connected to Jake Walls, but he did ask us, Dom, about if you'd ever brewed in the past, or if you've ever got plans to brew in the future, mate.
What, me personally?
Yes.
Yes. I've dabbled in the home brew. Funny you mention that. So home brew, I've done 2 brews at home 8 years ago. One of them literally popped up in my Facebook the other day, like memories, and it was my first pint pouring out my wee plastic cask thing that I'd made. So yes, I've brewed at home. I've made 2 beers on a homebrew kit, and they were both absolute rubbish. But because I made them, they were great. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
If you make a big pot of stew, doesn't matter how bad it is, you've made that stew and you're going to eat it all. Yeah. That was my 2 lots of 40 pints that I made. I found the second one with a little bit of Tizer on the top. Bear in mind, this is 8 years ago. I wouldn't be putting Tizer in beer anymore. No. So that's the 2 homebrews that I've done. Yep.
Well, we'll come back to your maybe plans in the future in a wee second or two, but I was lucky enough today. Bruce took I think Bruce had actually planned to make a hefty, maybe a cellar brew, but he took time out today and he showed me a pot brew today, which was very much appreciated, Bruce. It was a Pilsner, wasn't it? How did it go, do you think, in the end? Are you happy with it?
Yeah, I'm quite happy with it. I went as planned, although it took a lot more time than what I figured that it would.
Is that because some numpty was asking you hundreds of questions all the way through it?
Not just that. Not just that. I went all fancy down. I'll do the Italian lazy boy mash and just warm it up gradually. It just took longer than I thought.
Well,
but otherwise, I hit all my targets as we were talking about. Now it's just fermenting away.
the thing is, Bruce, you'll only have hit one, because one of your targets was to get me to make a successful brew. It's all up to me now.
Can I do a Brenny here? I've crashed.
Oh.
Listen, top stuff, Bruce, and genuinely, thanks a lot for that. So, Dom, in the future,
I enjoyed it.
mate, a
It's
pleasure.
good to talk.
I'm looking forward to it. Listen, we're going to link up to the guys. Obviously, you'll know these guys if you're watching this, but if you don't know them, we're going to put up the Instagram for Bruce and for Dom, and all I would say, follow them, because, Bruce, despite the fact we pull his leg, and Dom, obviously he's Southside's finest establishment for craft beer. They know what they're talking about, so give them a follow. I know you'll learn a lot. So Dom, just to go back to what I was saying as well, mate, have you got any plans in the future? I don't even know if there's something, maybe KOELSCHIP might be involved, or you set any plans in the future?
I mean, yeah. The only other beers that I've made have been collab beers where I've happened to be involved with. I've brewed a beer at the Kernel. I've brewed that fantastic beer at Fallon. Big Raspberry Dog Chew, the best thing ever. Don't know if you've had it, but best beer ever.
Good beer. Good beer.
And yeah, I mean, I'd like to think that KOELSCHIP will end up collabing with someone sooner or later. I've had talks with certain breweries. There's been chat, and yeah, I'd like to think that this year we'll see a beer. We'll see a beer that has KOELSCHIP on it. Don't know who I've collabed with yet.
Bruce, there you are. You, Bruce.
Bruce.
Collab with Bruce.
You have to be allowed in the country.
Aye, but don't let you mind fucking Danish bastards anywhere near us. Your fucking British strain's better than your mint fucking Danish strain.
Yes.
What's coming up for SRB? Anything coming up for you in the coming months?
I don't know. Not the next couple of months. I'm just playing about with new equipment, dialing it in, and then we'll go again for, I promised you, your sour beer.
Mm-hmm.
You're no fucking what? You're no brewing a sour beer.
Yes, I am.
Fuck off, man. You're dead. You're dead to me, son. Dead.
I do a base Berliner Weiss once a year in February. So
Your Berliner Weiss is fucking mega.
Hang on a minute, guys.
Don't get down the road of being interpreted by this mob. Don't do it.
I do it every year, but normally I give it away. But this year I'll be going to Scotland.
Yes. Now, I think Dom wants to speak.
Can I request that your sour beer, your Berliner, has lactose in it?
Oh. So moving on. Year number 4 for us. We're actually singing for the Sim Hame sheet on that lactose thing. We're going to do McKellar heated seal, and Bruce has got.
Is there lactose in that?
Oh
no,
I hope not.
Now Bruce has got a McKellar Kolsch.
I'm doing McKellar Kolsch.
So we're going to get these cracked open. This is a hazy, sunstruck straw appearance with an aroma of lemon, melon, and pineapple. Flavours of citrus, stone fruit. A hazy beer that can be enjoyed for more than 1 pint. And you, what do you say? And it's from brewed at De Prof Bolliger by McKellar. Now, I was getting pelters because I'd never heard of McKellar. Cheers, lads.
Cheers.
Excuse me. Sorry, I'm choked here.
Extra bonus points for Dom there for the McKellar glass.
Oh.
we bodega glass. Tannable. Anything you put in these glasses is tannable.
I've got a couple of bottles of old jock. You're letting them.
Steak pie season's over.
As I was saying, Bilko earlier, you could get hand sanitizer with hops.
Yeah.
And I thought I was thinking about you there.
Definitely, that's what we need in our life. Hoppy hands. Hoppy hands.
Double dry hop Simcoe. Here we go.
Last time I was in Copenhagen, I did buy some McKellar brand lip balm.
I thought you were going to see beard wax. I thought you were going to see beard wax.
For the ultimate beer geek, yeah.
I have to say, get back to this is a fucking pale ale, innit? I like, and I chose this myself, right?
It's a pale ale, innit?
What? I got it from Marks and Spencer's. It was £2.50 a can.
It's great. It's fucking great.
It's great. It's like the melon, pineapple, lemon. It just gives you doesn't give you the overpowering hit. It just gives you the hint, and then it just settles right down. That is refreshing, man. Dare I say it, man? Viewers, this is fucking tannable, man.
I'm going to agree with Bilko, that's tannable.
Love it. Absolutely love it. How's the Kolsch going down, Bruce?
Tannable.
So, Dom, have you I take it you've had this before, Dom?
Nope.
What's your thoughts
I
on it?
have.
I wasn't expecting much.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, right, McKellar just phoned in a pale ale, just something to tick the boxes and something that will fill the shelves in the UK, apparently. But I didn't know it was from Marks and Spencer's. Fucking good go.
I think it's one of their core beers, Tom. I think
Aye.
for supermarkets.
I mean, I'm looking at it here. £4.73 they're selling for it, but you can get it in Marks and Spencer's, yours, for £2.50.
$2.50 a can. I mean, that on a train.
A bargain, that's a fucking bargain.
Now I know that
The whole range, and I often used to stop out at the one in Central, and it was the only place that I knew in Glasgow you could eat McKellar. And you're getting 6 McKellar for like fucking under 15 quid. That's fucking brilliant, do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I missed my time in the 11-minute journey but up the road, but like
well, Brenny, it was
There's a lot going on with it though, like fruit-wise. There's a lot of fruit popping, and
I'm actually stunned.
I think they've made a mistake putting that in Marks. I think they've
I'm
I
stunned.
think this is the good batch that they meant to send to proper places, but
I mean,
well, like Aldi.
Oh, listen, Brenny, you told me about Marks and Sparks, and you said that you did get some McKellars in there, and I had been up in Sauchiehall Street. I had to do a bit of shopping, so I thought I would kill two birds with one stone, because as you know, everybody's staying safe, etc. So I didn't specifically go there for this. And I just seen it. I grabbed 3 cans, £2.50. I tell you something, man, I wish I'd empty the shelves of it, man. I really, really do. This is close to being the right for me. It really is. I don't know if that's because we've been drinking, you know, a couple of bad boys in there, and this is a wee boy. But no, it's because it's hazy, the way it looks, it's just so much better than normal pale ale.
So
with
it's
a bag,
small.
with a session,
What?
yeah, scores 8.1.
Whoa, straight to the back. So I take my bag and I give you Sexton with that score.
Yes, I'll go with mine. Buy again, yes. Sesh, 100% yes. Score-wise for me, it's an 8.3 out of 10.
Wow.
Is that good? Brenny, yourself?
Well, I'm joining in with a buy again, yes, of course, because it is. And I'll make a point on the price point. Because if you're getting that for under £3, yeah, I mean, genuinely that's good of years a game. Never mind the price point, but the price point's mega value. Sesh, aye, that's an odd age. He's a crate, so I can go up the park myself and go about fucking doing hills and shit, and then go back to where the carry is. And schools, it's a tight one. It's not my beer of the night. It's definitely not my beer of the night. I think I prefer the overtone. Came back to the north. I really, really enjoyed that as well. I'm going to get a 7.5.
Brilliant, mate. I
But
can
that's
tell.
qualified by saying it's a fucking absolute dynamite. Value for money is a beer night.
£2.50.
If we're going to add that in at some point, which I think is a factor, it's definitely value for money. Definitely value for money.
I think we'll all agree. Cheers. So, Brucey boy, I'm sorry that you're a wee bit left out. I'm sorry that you're not actually getting.
I've drunk heated seats before, so I knew what it was like.
What can I just get, mate? Can I get your thoughts on?
Your opinion on it, then, yeah.
On heated seats?
Yeah.
I would give it a 7.5.
Wow. So utter shite compared to the fucking 9.4s you're drinking every night over there.
Well, it's a supermarket beer.
That's why I'm so amazed by it. It's cracking.
So anyway, sorry, Bruce. McKellar, Kolsch.
Kolsch. Ooh, that's a hard one. Buy, says again, yes, because I've done many times.
Mate, listen, Bruce, I like you and all that, but you need to stop rubbing it in, mate.
The thing is, it's a real Kolsch. You're only allowed to call it a Kolsch if it's brewed in Cologne. Then it's a real Kolsch. But for scores, there's not that many different Kolsches, so I'll go 8.
Healthy. That's an A. That's
a
great score. And it's interesting what you were saying there, Bruce. We spoke about this earlier, and Dom and Brenny might want to come in on this as well. And I've been having a chat as well with a couple of guys as well about how the craft scene seems to be embraced in other areas. So you've just summed up one there, for example. It can only be called Kolsch if it's brewed in a certain area. Am I right in saying Zeugl? Is that the same kind of thing?
Yes.
We've got, obviously, Scotch whiskey. I really, really like that about the craft ale scene. I really like that. It's like, they've come up with this recipe. It's theirs. I really, really like that. Yep. So obviously,
I don't think all these Kolsch and Zeugl and all these examples of beers that are traditional areas are pre-craft ale. They've been, this is what people have fucking been born and bred. And it's recipes that families have fucking passed down to families. I think Zeugl's only allowed to be fucking called Zeugl if you're in 5 different towns in the Bavarian fucking Czech border. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's
niche.
It's history. It's the history of the world. It's the history of the world that people are in. It's not craft. See, and this is something I've got a massive issue with. The craft ale scene. Craft ale is fucking just invented Pish for fucking marketing, right? And listen, I'm 100% behind the fact that new brewers have taken the opportunity to fucking brew. And listen, what I'm saying is it's part of every northern, southern, western, eastern European culture to brew beer. It has been for time immemorial. It's been fucking known for. Craft ale is what it's called to market it.
That's why at KOELSCHIP Yard, we've never described ourselves as a craft beer bar. We're a good beer bar.
Brilliant.
So,
that sums it up.
And that's why, Brenny, that's why this is real raw beer reviews.
My My latest issues is TIPAs. There's no such thing as a TIPA. It's marketing bullshit, and it really pisses me off. You can't take.
Go for it.
Is it not
You
just
just
an
can't-
imperial?
Yeah, it's an imperial, but because imperial maybe doesn't fit in with marketing, they've called it TIPA triple. TIPA for triple. But
Triple what?
triple's
No.
old.
There's no such thing. No. Double IPA, double, because it's a
Yes.
double IPA. When you say it, it's an imperial IPA. It's a double IPA because that is how we speak. So as soon as they've started this TIPA nonsense,
Well, get into the goal here, boys.
Aye,
Get
aye.
him, Chip. Get him, Chip.
I could
there's no
feel.
such thing as a
I could
DIPA
feel-
either while we're on the fucking subject of it.
I could feel the love from Dom here.
Well,
Right,
guys,
IPA, Imperial India Pale Ale. That's it.
who's going to be the first to go for a quadruple?
I think they've already
Crack
did
have done
that.
it.
That's it, you're gone. It just, that's what happens. That's all it's going to. You're going to get somebody who's going to produce a 15% IPA and they're going to call it a quadruple.
Track have done
That's what's
it.
happening.
They've already did it.
Whipper.
What? Is it?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Brenny,
The one that almost had me handing the keys back and just walking away from beer completely.
What we don't get rash. Don't start a 12 steps yet. Don't start a 12 steps yet.
No, because I can't remember the brewery, but obviously I've had many rants with people about my distaste for the term DIPA and TIPA. So then as soon as Track brought out their Whipper, I got sent pictures of it by the masses. And then I got sent one the other day, which pushed me over the edge.
which is why we'll give you a world exclusive now. We won't be brewing dippers or tippers or tippers or zippers, right? We'll be brewing imperial because that's what it is. And we'll tell you what it is.
What was it?
But what pushed me over the edge was a 0.5% DIPA.
Oh, I've seen that one.
Battle. Fucking battle.
Why? I was at that.
I
Why?
thought you might know. Tell me, who was it?
Let's
I'm
not
not naming any breweries because I can't remember, but
name and shame.
names of
Right.
the 4 people that sent me
Oh,
the
let's name and shame. Let's fucking name and shame, man.
decided, oh, Dom will like this.
So lads, I'm glad we got that off our chest, and that gives you
Just one more. Just one more.
Get stuck in. Get stuck in.
You know how they put double dry hopped on the can or label? Why? Why do they put that? I just don't get it. Yeah, it's just the process of brewing. Your average guy that's walking down the street and going into the shop, he's seeing DDH. Oh, what does that mean? It's double dry hopped. And they'll name the hops as well. Cryo hops, BBC hops. Obviously, the normal guy in the street doesn't give a fucking shit about that. That does my brain in. It's marketing bullshit and they should stop. Sorry.
No.
On
Really,
your
point.
chat, I want to give a massive shout out to the brewery that leaves no shout out on their Twitter account at all, because this brewery has one Twitter. They are the best at Twitter. If you're a brewery and you think, how am I good at Twitter? You just look at this brewery. They are the best. Little Mix. Do you remember the band Little Mix?
Yes.
I was going to say you might be a bit old, but Brendan, you know Little Mix.
Aye, obviously
Yeah.
for the lads, you know, man. No, I'm not in the tunes on that.
Dom, I hope you're not going to give a shout out to your ex.
You know Little Mix. Anyway, Little Mix put out a tweet saying, we're looking for song ideas. What should we write a song about? And this it's not only the best, it's the best tweet ever. But a brewery retweeted them and responded to it and saying, can you write about what the difference between, well, what the definition of double dry hopped? Is it the double amount of hops added while hopping or 2 amounts of hopping sessions? And Pilot, thank you. It was the best thing anyone has ever tweeted in the history of existence.
Dom,
That was brilliant.
Dom, Pilot Brew, we're big fans of Pilot Brewing. For any viewers watching this tonight, check out our Pilot Brewing episode. And I've said this before off stream to yous. For all you guys down there slagging off Pilot Brewing and other channels, man, as far as I'm concerned, you don't know what you're talking about. So just before we do our last beer of the night, I think we've done well tonight, and it's been really enjoyable having the boys on again tonight. So I do want to put it on record. Brenny, thanks very much for doing this for us, mate.
Cheers.
And see you next time. Do you want to get a couple of decent guys in? only joking. I mean, that was a joke. Dom, thank you very much, mate. And Bruce, absolute legend. The two of you are absolute legends, and I hope the viewers have enjoyed listening to you tonight. In terms of community, you can obviously follow us on all our, well, you know, it's up above the screen. But listen, we really need some YouTube subscribers, and I hate begging for this kind of stuff, but around about 80% of the people that watch the videos are not subscribed on YouTube. So please, you know, subscribe to the YouTube. Or see if you're not going to subscribe, get in the comments and telling us what we're doing wrong. It'd be very much appreciated. Yeah, so that's it. Brenny, is there anything you would like to give a wee shout out to tonight?
Trying.
Okay. Dom, what about yourself? What's the Acid Brewing Cartel? Get in there.
Stuart is making some of the best beers in Scotland.
I tell you.
Yeah, he gave me this t-shirt the other day. I gave him some mills. It was a good wee trade. And yeah, I just think he's doing some great stuff. More people should be drinking his beer. He should then be for making more beer, and we'd all get to drink some fucking quality sour beer made in Glasgow.
We'll give you a promise right now on the show live, guaranteed, Dom, here, right? I'll buy some of those beers, all right, man, and I guarantee you that brewery will feature on the show, even if it's just a single beer. If it's more than one beer, Brenny, sorry, I made a judgment call on that, but the Acid Brewing Cartel will definitely be involved, man.
I'll take the acid, you do the brewing.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Bruce, I know you've got a massive long list of everybody you want to give a shout out to, so take it away.
No, I don't have anybody, but I'd just like to say thanks for coming on. It's a bit of a social clearance of the head, and I think that's what everybody needs just now.
100%.
It's good to talk.
Listen, 100%, and this, the whole ethos of me and Bilko doing this has been me and him. To start with, has been me and him, and we put it out there and whatever else. And listen, there is nothing better than getting that face-to-face contact. All right, it's not actual human contact, but it's great just to see faces with the partner, because we're that used to all the fucking chat and the group chats. 100% agree with you. It's fucking been great, a cracking night, really enjoyed it. And we need merit, because this isn't going right soon. So 100% with you on that, Bruce. I've been the Zoom chats and just, wow, it's been great. And it's that bit of actually seeing people, you know. See, it's one thing to sit in your phone in a group chat and a WhatsApp and the part's phone all the time, every day of the week. Memories, whatever. Just there's something about actually sitting down and talking to people, seeing their faces, even if it's no fucking contact, letting the booze up, whatever else. But it really does help us.
Would you maybe call this the Patter years?
Fuck you and your banter years. I'm telling you, we're going to win the league. And do you know how we're going to win it? By the three best words in sport. Null and void.
And then,
I just can't help myself. I'm so sorry.
in the unlikely event that we actually beat you the more, Dom, you'll regret saying that. All right,
Oh.
so moving on, right? It is definitely good to talk. So with that in mind,
Null and void.
so with that in mind, viewers, listen, I'm not going to lie, he would initially try to get Dom, obviously it's his birthday next week. He's a big fan of the show, big supporter of the show, has been from the word go. So we'd intended getting him a McKellar, double barrel, bourbon one aged, but it just never happened because of Brexit. That's another story.
Just a sec.
We'll touch on that at some point in the future. So what we did choose though was this bad boy. So this is a Cromarty double barrel rocker, a double barrel aged version of their Imperial Rye. The beer has been aged in a mix of bourbon and rye barrels for 13 months before finally reaching the bottle. It's a whopping 500ml, and it was coming in at 10 quid a bottle on their website. I will say the Good Spirits Coach, Brenny, £7.80. So,
Well, you can't argue with that.
yeah. So
You can't argue with that, Bill.
open. And
back.
whoa, hang on a minute here. And as usual, Bruce has got the one we wanted for you, Dom. He's got the War Pigs. That's the one?
That's good. That's good. This one's going in the suitcase for Dom.
Oi! So you can expect that about September 2024, Dom.
Unfortunately,
I don't feel that bad about my bottle got broken now. Hold on a minute.
Now, guys, I hope you don't mind. I'm just going to do a special shout out here, Brenny. Now,
I'm aging it for
I
him.
forgot to give you this one. This one goes out to my good mate John Brown and Big Soups for getting us that glass, Brenny. There's one for you as well.
Thank you.
Cheers, lads.
Red vodka.
What is it?
Oh my God, it's a double barrel aged Imperial Rye. It's been aged in bourbon and rye barrels for 13 months.
I know.
Immediately, viewers, this one has to be treated with the ultimate respect. It's coming in at what, 10% ABV? 10%er.
The wee man wants him for some of this.
Hey, Roland!
Sweet rolling sausage.
Where's Baxter? Get Baxter in.
I'll get Baxter in.
Roland! He's quite chilled. He's usually a batty wee fucker. Yes, quite chilled. He's getting quite big and hard though.
Huge.
He's cool. He's a wee fucking.
Oh,
Where's Baxter? Baxter! Oh.
Baxter doesn't share the camera with any other Doug.
Baxter's in there, he shoots graphics every time he's live.
Yes, indeed. Baxter's in his bed, and he was saying he already appeared in the thumbnail, so that's good enough for him.
Exactly.
He didn't want to steal Roland's thunder.
Maybe you steal Roland's thunder. Look at you, Baxter.
Oh, he's a cracker.
Roland!
So if you're watching this, viewers, and if you've got a dog or a cat, get the name on, get the pictures on the comments on our social media. We always like
Bilko and Brenny's podcast, get it. Hashtag we dogs, cats, a lot.
Now,
So,
I don't know
do you
about
want
you.
to-
That'll show complete difference.
Just one. Just before we have the beer, it needs to warm up a bit. But the only interesting fact you need to know about Roland, that I've trained him to react to a certain word because he knows it means a wee treacle. Lambic?
Lactose.
Pastry stout.
Lambic means treat to the wee man. So 2 seconds, I need to give him a bit of lambic.
No. So what I was saying was, are you going to get a wee film, a wee bit of footage of us, and get a wee bit of footage for the social beer shop? That would be good.
Yeah, next time I'll do another tour. I've got something to show Don, especially. My man Tim showed me it yesterday. It was a presentation box, black, and you'll know what black is. Me colour black.
Yep.
But it was a real fancy box where it was like a spirit bottle, and it had 2 glasses in it and 2 black beer mats and Japanese writing on it. It looked so cool, man. So I need to take some photographs and get some video on next time I'm in.
That would be good. And if possible, if you could get him to say, would you say it?
I'll try. I think he's Australian.
Would you
Would you say it? Good day, mate. Would you say it?
Listen, viewers, I don't want you thinking we've left Bruce out on this segment. He's having another McKellar Kolsch, as he does, because he's got them coming out his arsehole. We've got, initially, with this, do you know what I'm getting with this? It smells of sherry. It smells of sherry. That's what it smells of.
That's not a good smell.
Smells of
You'll
sherry.
be oxidizing.
Yes.
Nah, see the way to prove it. Definitely.
It's not as gloopy as I was expecting. I would say that. It's strong, man.
So to me, it smells and initially it tastes like it's going to be a barley wine.
Mm-hmm.
Aye. Yeah.
Tastes like a barley wine.
Yeah.
But then there's nothing on the back end. There's no like residual sticky sweetness. It's not got that. It's like you've had a barley wine that's been cut off before the program. Like you recorded it on the telly and then it's cut off before the program's finished.
Aye. That's exactly it. It's like a...
It was like a barley wine. Tastes like barley wine, but then it just cuts off, dissipates.
I'm getting a lot of the rye beers. I'm getting that. I'm getting that rye beer. I'm getting that rye beer. But it's not something that's.
I'm not going to lie, Brenny. Brenny, I'm sorry for jumping in, mate. It's not knocking me out. It's, I mean, obviously, the EKTA IPA for Cromarty was one of my beers of the year.
Mm-hmm.
It's not knocking me out in terms of, I don't know if it's because it's of the rye variety as opposed to the, for example, the Imperial Brown Ale we had.
Yes.
Or we've obviously dank.
I'm actually quite liking it.
Oh,
But
spicy.
not in the sense of says you can't buy it again. There's something about it that you know that you need to fucking sip it. I love it as a side beer.
Aye, Brenny,
I love it as a side beer while I'm fucking actually having something else to just sip away it. While I'm...
Agreed, Brenny. I'm sorry for jumping in, mate, but it's it's like you've had a right good night, as you say. You get one of them in a wee third pinter or whatever, or a half pinter, and it's like right, it's time to go up the road job.
Yep, I can see that all day long. Yep.
Yeah.
It's
Bruce,
delicious.
Bruce, what do you think of it?
There's a certain quality of that I'm loving. There's a certain quality of that I'm loving.
Is it, as it's dry, is it spicy?
Nah,
Nah.
I wouldn't say spicy at all.
Nah.
There's a little bit of peppery note to it, but it's not.
It's not spicy as in.
Right.
It's
It's not rye.
do you know, the best way I'm going to describe it is it's like a watered down wannabe imperial stout with the rye taste involved. So but sadly I actually like it. And this is the mad thing, because you know I'm not really a fan of dark beers other than stouts. And there's something about that I actually really like, but I'm not sure why I like it, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
It's also super light. The body on it is light.
Yeah, you could actually just pick it up and can. You could. If somebody says, right, that's you, you're out the door, no, you could actually just can that and fucking bother and go.
Absolutely, Brenny. That is what I don't know if that's the rye. And obviously we've been spoilt for choice recently on a lot of stuff we've been reviewing. And I will keep coming back to it. All the Leaves Are Brown. Fucking amazing. But that wasn't an Imperial Stout, it was an Imperial Brown Ale. And I love the fact that this is an Imperial... I don't think there's any marketing bullshit involved in this, put it that way. I think
Nah, they don't do.
Exactly what it says on the tin.
Follow on their Insta account. They don't do marketing bullshit. They just tell you what it is. And that's it.
Well, you can get Cromarty over in Denmark quite easily, can't you, hey Bruce?
Yeah. Well, we could before, but I don't know what the situation is just now.
Don't worry, you'll be able to. You'll still be a happy chappy.
Yeah. Fun.
Listen, guys, are you ready to crack on with the scores? Because after
Definitely. Because I'm going to go off soon shortly.
Right, no worries.
Quarter to 10. So we're going to need to run.
Okay, so I need to go quickly then. So, with the buy that...
No, just put me first. So, would I buy it again? I would buy it again. I actually quite like it. There's something about it. It's not something I would automatically go for as a go-to beer. But I do quite like the taste and the sort of sensations and where it's taking me. It's actually made me think about why I'm drinking it, which I quite like occasionally, especially after a session, which we've had. Sextet, no chance I'm buying again either right after fucking having one, because it's just fucking mental, it's 10%. And scores on the doors, I'm going to give that a 7.2.
Fair score, mate. Dom?
And seriously, I need to go to the actual off license because I'm fucking...
Right, on
Right, so is that alright? I'll be back. If you're still on board, fucking in 10 minutes, I'll be back. Fucking so.
It's kind of funny that you're leaving at 10 to 10.
How? Because you know why?
Oh, it's 9 minutes to 10 now.
Well.
Yeah, get a move on, Brenny, for you.
Hey, don't listen to these cunts, Bruce. Don't listen to them.
You just got it that you couldn't send the under 18s to the Offie like Neil Lennon did tonight.
Right. Listen, I feel as if I'm going to go first on this one because
I've got decisions to fucking make, whether I go to Mount Florida or Govan Hill. Fucking Govan Hill, Mount Florida.
As you like, BG, with that jacket. As you like, BG, with that jacket.
Bud.
Oh, we tap up with a fucking ride.
I think we're seeing how good the rocker is. Brenny, close your chat down.
What?
Close your screen down.
No.
All right.
Going back
Right,
in about an hour.
that's brilliant.
Can you put a wee timer on the screen now? Can you put
Oh,
like a
it's-
wee clock
It's
and
funny.
we time how long it takes him to go to the Offie?
It's funny, man. So it's 21:48 in live time, viewers. Let's see how long it takes Brenny to come back. Right.
Come on, you and your edits, you must be able to put a wee timer.
Aye, I'll be able to do it. I'll be able to
And
put, I'll wait till I slow him down and all that, right? So
Like Takeshi's Castle style.
can I just say this has been the best podcast ever so far in terms of taking part. Thanks, guys, man. It's fucking brilliant.
Cheers.
Honestly. So, would I buy that rocker again? I love Cromarty brewing, viewers. If you, can I just say, Lambic. Oh, you're going to have to give Roland a treat, mate. I love Cromarty brewing, viewers. As you know, if you look at the previous podcast, I think it was number 14, which is also available on Spotify now. If you've got Spotify, we're on there. I would buy it again. I'll tell you why I would buy it again. I think Dom summed it up when he described it as barley wine. I think I summed it up when I described it as smelling like, not tasting like sherry. It's a classic, but it's a very seasonal. I would definitely buy it again in the winter. No, wouldn't sesh it. And I wouldn't buy another one. I think one of them's more than enough. In fact, it's a sharer. It's like, for example, if we were out, you know, myself, Bruce and Brenny were all down at the pub one night, and I'm conscious of saying a different pub. So, for example, if we're up at the Thornwood Bar, the four of us, right, or somewhere like that, we would get one of them, we could share it, do you know what I mean, just before you got the road. So that's why I wouldn't session it.
What, in the car park? You got it for home?
Mate, the thing is, you know what's going to happen as well as I do, is I am going to fucking sesh this, I am going to drink it once we're finished. Score-wise, I don't want the alcohol to cloud my judgment. It's not the beer of the night. My beer, listen, I'm really sorry for milking this, guys. If you want to see what we think of Cromarty, look at podcast 14. AKA IPA is stunning, right? But that's not my beer of the night tonight. It's going to get a 7.2. So, Dom.
Well, would I buy it again? I think I would. Definitely think. I mean, I've bought many a Red Rocker in my past, and this is an amped up, better version of that beer. So of course I'm going to buy that again. Would I sesh it? No. I've pulled half this bottle, and I'm going to give Hope the other half of the bottle because there's no way I'm drinking all of that. Scores, a tough one because it's not my beer of the night. But if I was being honest, it's probably going to get the highest score. But I don't actually think it's been the best beer I've had tonight. So I'm just 8.
Brilliant, Dom. Brilliant. Now, that's not actually your beer of the night, mate.
That's what I'm saying. It's not my beer of the night.
But it's not your highest score because you gave one an 8.1.
Yep, the McKellar one. That is my beer of the night.
All right, okay. So, in terms of your beer of the night, what we normally do at this stage is we grab the can. There's only...
Do you want to know a funny story about that? Do you want to know a funny story about the first one?
Mate, I know this story.
So
You don't even remember it.
I don't remember the ending of it, so I was worried. But then when we watched it round, I got so pissed watching it that I don't remember the ending.
There's only one person in this Zoom chat at the moment that remembers that conversation, and it wasn't me and it wasn't you. Right, you ready? Right, so what we'll do at this stage of the proceedings is we've all got our beer of the nights. I think we know, obviously, what Bruce is going to pick. 9.4 was sensational. However, Dom and myself, I've got my can here, so let's get up to the camera and give it a nice big yas. Yas.
However, I reckon this one was actually better.
And he's back. The man's back. That was quality, Brenny. Well done.
All prepared. Okay. That's a lesson to all you alkies out there. Okay, plan ahead. Don't let fucking get caught at the fucking time of need. And have to run with a big fucking heavy jacket on like me up in the fucking key store. It's a fucking disgrace. It's a disgrace.
Aye, but can you unzip your jacket?
No!
Nice back.
Oh!
Did you get any of those American Cheetos when you were in?
Did I fuck? Food was the last thing on my mind.
Brenny, well done, by the way. Well impressive getting up there.
How long was it?
Key store. It was good because Armour was in. So it was nice to speak to Skinny and Key store. Oh yeah, I grew up with fucking great to let him know that I'm a fucking Jake Ball, so it's fucking brilliant.
A heedless Jake Ball.
Brenny, I'm going to put you on mute just while you get that jacket off.
I'm telling you, this jacket's not coming off. Buddy, I've got to sleep in this tonight. This is my fucking sleeping fucking wear.
Calm down, Spud. You'll get it off.
Oh!
Pleasure. It's my pleasure.
Mate, I love how you get called Rents, Mikey. Am I Mikey? Who's Mikey? You're Mikey Forrester, surely, Bruce?
Me? Who started that one? Was that Brenny?
You started calling me fucking. What was I getting called?
That's because you're a spud.
Fucking, well, you start calling me Spud, you'll get called Red Chicken. Yes.
Well, hello.
Brilliant. I'm going to pause it.
Why?
Fuck pausing it. Right,
You're
Dom.
back.
No, I'm going to pause it.
Exactly, Dom, man. Fucking. Good. Right. I'm saying this to the viewers. I jogged up to the fucking local key store to buy fucking Rothhouse pills. And the fucking dynamite. I was gutted because I was hoping to hit Augustiner. But obviously the word's out in the Augustiner. The word is definitely out in the Augustiner. Sadif at fucking SAS has been telling me Augustiner's been their biggest fucking. He went like that. When we knew he came in as a Jake Ball after fucking got a year back, ordered my few. He's like, well, Ben for 2 cases a week. He's up to 80 cases a week now, the cunt's telling me, right? And he's like, this Brexit shite is fucking affecting him. He's like, because he can't hear it as much. Because the boy Sadif's fucking brilliant, but so's Armour up in key store's fucking great. That's your local key store, folks. That's your local key store. Don't get me wrong, they're paying £3 a fucking beer, so be aware. But actually, if you want to drink good beer, you're drinking good beer. Let the fucking hood up.
Can't see your eyes.
Obviously, I'm up for no good. Obviously up for no good. And I'm a clock me right away and fucking well that. Brenny, is that you? Fucking bastard. Fucking cunt knows me too well. So, I'm just delighted. I'm a bit hyper. I'm also delighted. I had to job that. I had to fucking job that.
That's why I call him Spud.
I am also delighted that the boy in the corner shop refers to you in the same tone as I do when you come into the pub.
There we are.
Is that Brenny?
Is that Brenny? There's no hiding. There's no face mask, a fucking jacket. My swagger gives it away every fucking time. As soon as I fucking walk in anywhere, cuts like that's Brenny. I don't even need to speak. And when I do speak, cunts are just like that's Brenny. Like for fucking 2 mile away. Fucking murder.
Whoa, hang on a minute. 2 mile away? So you done 2 mile in fucking less than 10 minutes?
Don't give your Pish, right? It was about fucking...
Bilko timed it.
Bilko reads 15,000 steps a day. I'll power him a bit, right? Your 15,000 steps is just fucking negating end, especially after that fucking cooked breakfast you showed today, you wee fucking didn't. Are you actually trying to the end here? Or are you just going for the fucking, I'm doing this? You're lucky in our grass shinty G-Mac. You're lucky in our grass shinty G-Mac fitness. Because he dragged you like a hot toddy after he seen that fucking breakfast, by the way. You need to show the viewers what you fucking ate today. That's a fucking disgrace, mate. That's a fucking disgrace.
I've got a lot of issues with what you had for your breakfast today as well.
It's fucking brutal, man. That was, honestly, Bilko, what the fuck you are about?
I have issues with the ketchup.
Yes.
I'm not having any issues with the ketchup. Is it two? It was two of fucking everything. It was two of fucking everything. There was no whole bar. Wait. Right.
You only had one egg.
Bilko. Defend yourself.
He can't. He knows it's nonsense.
That was Fiona's breakfast. That was fucking Fiona's breakfast. Fucking got you a belter there. Woo!
Well. I'll be honest. Having seen Fiona and having seen you,
was that? Wait a minute. I seen that breakfast on
There's not a hope in hell that Fiona could even sit down to tackle that.
Listen, I've been weighing myself and I'm going in the right direction. That's all I'm saying. All right. Fuck, man. You here. Brenny, let's get in contact with the Thornwood Bar.
Why?
Look at what this guy's doing to us. Destroying us here.
What are you talking about? It's a healthy breakfast.
Breakfast of champions, eh?
It was a great...
Listen, I was raging. I was fucking raging. I was up at fucking 5 o'clock this morning and I had porridge. And my porridge, do you know what I mean?
That sweet sausage, though.
Is that a wee chipolata?
Look at that plate and then this wee...
Chipotle!
It's a chipotle.
A chipotle.
Chipotle!
I like to think as well, when you were putting the ketchup on, you were like, right, I'm going to eat you first, then second.
Fuck the fucking lot of yous. So, Brenny, what was your beer of the night?
I really enjoyed North Brewing at the start. I thought that was a stand here. Just trying to make start of the night. I didn't, as I always do, I don't do much research into everything or anything that we do on this. So he picked that beer and he had it, the first one, the DIPA. with a collaboration with Paradox. It was really fucking nice. I just thought it had all the body, all the fruits, all the juices. Really would done well. I could have sang an arc so
Brilliant, mate.
the first one we ever.
So, viewers, it's been probably one of the best podcasts we've ever done in terms of community, which we're all about. I mean, Bruce, have you enjoyed yourself tonight? And I mean, what do you think about like the whole Zoom thing and all that today? What do you think?
I think it's been brilliant tonight after such a shit week of work, then having to go for corona tests because I'm in contact with so many people. You know, it's, what would you say, it was vitamins for the brain when you get to this point. I think we're missing so much nowadays that we need this. And that's me.
100%, Bruce. I'll echo that 100%, mate. I think you've summed it up perfectly there. What I will say as well, man, we know that people are suffering. We want everybody to stay safe. All our viewers, all our family, we hope you're staying safe and looking after yourself. And it's things like this, just hooking up with your mates on Zoom. You might not be comfortable doing it yourself, but get out there and do it, man. It really is good. Bruce has summed it up there. It releases endorphins. The endorphins are released in my brain so much tonight.
It's one thing to have a group chat, right? One thing to have a group chat, Bilko. Sorry for cutting you. It's one thing to have a group chat and talking on text messages. But she's sitting on a Saturday night. It's a hard week at work. And sitting with the guys that you fucking want to be sitting in a boozer with, it's a fucking different experience. Like, just lift your spirits. Lift your spirits.
100%, mate. It releases your endorphins. That's what it does, folks. And whether you might have other people there that you can do it with that you might not speak to as much. I mean, for example, I don't know Dom, I don't know Bruce, no Brenny, but you know, having the wee Zoom chat with these guys just releases pleasant things in your, and it actually makes you want to wake up the next day and get on with the life and get on and do what you want to do in a safe manner. Is that Dom? I mean, I don't know what you think about this, Dom. Before you say anything, Dom, see when the first time you were on the show and you described KOELSCHIP and what it meant to you, that meant a lot to a lot of viewers. I will say that. So is there anything else you've got? Is there anything you've got for your viewers or your regulars or in general?
Well, the whole point was it's a good place to go and you can just chat to folk who you don't know and you end up having a great night and yada yada. It's nice to be out and it's nice to see people, blah blah blah. But if we're in this stage now, and we've touched on it now, that it's great to just have a chat face to face, whether it be on a webcam or whatever. And yes, group chats are all great, but you don't get that same buzz. You touched on it. You don't really know me, you don't really know Bruce that much. But when we have this chat, there's something else that taps in. Just seeing someone else and the way when they speak and the way they react and all that, there's just something else that taps into it. So if you've got anyone who you kind of know, oh yeah, you're kind of pals with them, and oh yeah, and they're often having a wee video chat with you, do it. I know they can be hard work, and sometimes if someone zooms in, you're like, oh fuck's sake, I'm not up for that. I'm not up for a video chat. But do once a week. Do one. Like, I'll hang up on people. I can't be asked for that. I'm playing FIFA in my phone. I'm not for that.
But it makes a difference to them, Dom. It might make a difference to them. Do you know what I mean?
Well, exactly. And I know it would make a difference to me. When I say no, I'm like, oh, I wish I hadn't. I wish I hadn't. Because that little bit of interaction, that just someone on a screen, and you just feel a little bit normal for a while. I say normal. You feel a little bit that you're in the public.
As normal as you can in this environment.
Normal as you can.
Normal as you can in this environment. And I get that. Listen, Dom, it's fucking 100%. I mean, I'm missing the bruiser. I mean, the viewers, if they're not picked up, I'm a regular pub goer, as in
I don't know how
every
to explain how to recreate the boozer. I cannot even touch on doing that. But the closest thing is, if someone chats to you on a video, just fucking do it. Just have a chat with someone on the video.
accept it and just fucking go on with it, man. And just, even if it's not what you want or whatever, just do it for that fucking 5,
Because
10 minutes.
at the end of it, at least you'll have something to complain about that isn't just what was on the telly. You can complain about something that's real.